Hi there. How are you? Oh, wait, no, that was a bad start. You'll have to forgive me. I don't do this very often. Let me start again. I would tell you my name, but I don't really have one. Well, I have a sort of name. You see, I'm not a physical being. Well, I am, but I'm not human. Nor am I an animal or a plant. I'm not made of skin and bone. When I think about it, I'm more like a shapeshifter because I have many forms. You see, now I'm rambling again, and I haven't gotten to the point. Will I start again? No, I've wasted enough of your time already. Okay, I'm rain. Yes, the wet stuff that falls from the sky. So now you're probably wondering, why is rain talking to you? And what do I want to talk about? I want to talk about you. I mean, not you specifically, but you, the human race, and the way that you are deciding to live your lives. I see everything and everyone. I've seen every dodgy first date you've been on.
Listen, I've had a great time and I'd love to see you again.
I witnessed you bleaching your hair a few years back and thinking it was a good idea. And I know what you were like on that one New Year's Eve in Killarney. I've seen it all. Some of the most beautiful events to ever happen.
I have a dream.
They were actually dismantling sections of the Berlin Wall today.
Finally, Ireland's lesbian and gay citizens will become fully equal.
And some things I hope never, ever happen again.
0.
Father, how many dead have you seen in the Bogside?
Appearing to be dead, there are the 3 in that Saracen car. There are 2 men lying at the end of this block of flats.
We believe that a plane has crashed into the World Trade Center.
Confirmed a number of fatalities following reports of an explosion at Manchester Arena.
Look, there is no way that I can possibly talk about even half of those. So I'm just going to say this. You're all the same at the end of it. You were all born, and you will all die. I see the love, and I see the hate. As humans, you have the potential to make a massive difference to this world. But yet you choose not to. You have decided to fall back and be categorized. You have created a world where if someone doesn't conform to the normalities of society, then they are ostracized. You've created a world where people are judged for the lives they lead, the money they have, the money they don't have, what they wear, what they drive, the music they listen to, the TV they watch, the people they vote for, the colour of their skin, who they identify as, and who they love. Because of this ridiculous, prejudicial behaviour, your generation is forced to live with crippling anxiety, all while being told to be yourself. It is not good enough. Now, obviously, there's not much I can do about the people that think they're God's gift. I could just constantly rain down on them, but then that would just cause a whole load of natural disasters, and I'd have Mother Nature on my back. Again. I'm going to tell you a story now about my friend called Michael. Michael is on the verge of being 18. I suppose you want me to explain him to you, so that you can get an idea of what he looks like. Well, I'm not going to tell you. I know what Michael looks like, but I want you to imagine Michael as a generic adolescent boy, so that he is relatable to everyone. But getting back to how Michael is my friend. I'm using the term friend loosely. You see, Michael is a victim of other people's acts upon those who are different. Michael does not play sport. He's really into card games. He's no interest in house music, but he loves the songs of the 1970s. He's very often the most intelligent person in the room, but is far too shy to let it be known in any way. Michael has spent the majority of his 17 and a half years trying to make the best of a bad situation. He's adapted to living with an old, broken phone in his pocket, a broken TV in his tiny room, and unfortunately, a broken relationship with those who are supposed to love him most. So what I'm getting at is, unfortunately, Michael is bullied. And what's worse is that Michael can't deal with the bullying. He can't fight back. He waits until 5 to 9 to go into school in the morning, and he leaves as fast as possible at 3:30. He absolutely hates school and is struggling badly. He's starting to get headaches. He gets physically sick at the thought of having to go back to school the next day. So this is where I came in. That one day at school had driven him over the edge. I had been falling since dawn, and I had no intention of stopping. The hallways of school were filled with people gossiping, laughing, and vaguely trying to get to class on time. As always, the timid, quick footsteps of my friend entered the hallway with seconds to spare before class. He shook the water from his oversized jacket and made his way to 9 a.m. double French. Just before reaching the door, Michael felt the familiar thud of a strong shoulder meeting his. A crowd of 3 or 4 boys surrounded Michael, blocking out the sterile, fluorescent light of the hallway. Michael felt the familiar thump of kicks and punches flying at him from every angle. He weakly defended his face before feeling his arms and legs getting dragged roughly. Before he knew it, Michael was packed into a locker, struggling to breathe. Before long, the familiar footsteps of a teacher were heard approaching the metal coffin my friend found himself in. The door rattled and swung open, with Michael scrambling to get out. He had never been so upset or angry in his life. He didn't know whether to cry or to lash out and hit someone or something. Before anyone could ask if he was okay, before anyone could ask what had happened, before Michael could figure out if anyone cared, he started running. Straight out of school, and he kept running until he got home. He ran and he took no notice of me, but I took notice of him. His face was wet, but I couldn't differentiate between tears and rain. When he arrived home, he locked himself into his shed. Luckily, the window was open, so I could still see in. The boy I could see was a mere shadow of what he should be. I felt what he was feeling. It's like a hybrid emotion that we only feel in times of great pain. It's a mix of anger and sadness, and you change between these emotions every millisecond. It has your heart racing and your brain pounding. Michael had never been tough, and he didn't like pain. But suddenly, Michael opened his mouth, and he let out the most pain-filled scream I have ever come across in my entire existence. And that's a very, very long time. He screamed and cursed and kicked and he punched. He hit the wall. I assumed that would stop him, but he just kept going. I came down more and more in an effort to distract him or get him to stop. But alas, it was futile. He hit the wall again and again, harder and harder, until blood dripped down his fingers. I wish I could say that Michael slouched to the floor slowly, but the hard truth is that he fell straight to the ground with an all-merciful thud. I would love to tell you that Michael got up, realised that what everyone thought didn't matter, and that he grew in confidence to become the best person that he could possibly be. But that would be in a perfect world. And you don't live in a perfect world. You live in a world where those who are different are mocked and are forced to go through extreme lengths that no one should ever be pushed to. When Michael finally arose from the floor, he stood up, and he had this malicious intent in his eyes that scared even me. He walked over to his dad's tool bench. He frantically threw tools around. I prayed that he was looking for a bandage for his hand. But something told me that he was not looking for something to help him. And then he found it. He looped it over the beam that held up the roof. He dragged over a chair. Here, I was panicking. I forced myself to absolutely hammer down as heavy as I possibly could in a last-minute attempt to save him. I think back to it now, and I don't know what I was trying to achieve. I did my best, but it was no good. I hope you now feel sick to your stomach. Whether you knew Michael or not is irrelevant. You are still human, and humans caused Michael to feel so bad that he thought that the only way to improve his life was to end it. Please reconsider your current life path. There is already so much hate in this world. You do not need to add to it. You are all on this planet for such a minute amount of time. I have seen billions upon billions of people come and go. And if you think you're improving your own life by destroying another, I have news for you. You'll all end up in the exact same place.